Welcome to Profile. I'm Paula Hersey, and today we have a really exciting show. We're talking Girls Night Out with the editor of Cod Magazine, Lisa Connors, and with the office extraordinaire, Kristen Gale, and the beneficiary of Girls Night Out, Andy Gesner from We Can. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, Paula. Hi.
So Girls Night Out, everybody loves it, right? Cod Magazine has been doing this event for, boy, 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
Why don't you give me a little background on how the magazine started this event, and why do you keep going, Lisa? 13 years, a long time.
I think it's, there's many reasons. I think one of the big reasons is, it's March. There's not a whole lot to do on Cape. And I think it just started out of because of that, and as well as just getting women out of the house and having some fun activities to do and meeting and seeing new faces and yeah, just having a good time. And yeah.
Just having a good time is really what it's all about. But we're also incorporating a give back to We Can, and We Can is the beneficiary of this night out. You guys are really out there in the community. People love your organization. Tell us a little bit about what We Can does, Andy.
Sure. Well, a lot of people don't know that We Can actually stands for Women's Empowerment Through Cape Area Networking, which is how we do a lot of our work on the Cape. We serve women from the Bridges to Provincetown, all ages, all backgrounds, all situations. And basically we're the go-to place for women who are looking for some kind of support, maybe hitting a rough patch, maybe in a crisis, but it doesn't have to be a crisis. And we talk to women who are looking for other resources, and we help them find them. We have legal, financial, and work support programs. We have a mentoring program where women like us mentor other women. And we also have some programs that are shorter, 8-week personal development workshops led by life coaches. So we've got a lot of different kinds of programming, and my experience is most people just think about us as the one thing they know. But if people go online and look at our website, they can see the diversity of what we do. We have women in our programs in their 20s and 30s, and women in their 70s and even 80s, everybody in between. And so you don't have to be a certain kind of woman. Right. It could be any of us, because we know like this, life can change. But we're just really delighted to be the beneficiary of this event because the community gives so much to us, and it allows us to then be there for the women we serve.
Also helps women who come to this event to understand that they can be a mentor. One of the more successful programs that I know from We Can is the Pathmaker program, and being a mentor to women. There's 4 of us sitting around the living room today, really, that we're strong. We have had support, so we know how to give support.
Right.
This event is a celebration of that, I think. And you talk a little bit about the pre-planning. 13 years is a long time to have a Girls Night Out event, but Kristen, you're talking a little bit that the planning was different this year.
Yeah, it was really different. I believe this year we really wanted to have We Can get involved with the planning because in years past they were just the beneficiary, but we thought to get them more involved because it is about empowering women, and we're all together empowering women. So we really wanted to involve We Can more in the planning.
And there's new things in this planning process. There's more. What I've always loved about Girls Night Out is, number 1, the wine, but that's beside the point. Oh, number 2 is the food. That's beside the point. Number 3, the shopping at Puritan. But is the interactive piece to this is that there's a lot going on in this evening. So what's new this year? I've heard a little chatter on the street, so who you got coming?
We have a lot of vendors. They're mostly all local businesses from the Cape. Most of them are women owners or business ran businesses, and we have a lot that are involved with We Can in some way. Either they were supported by We Can, or they support We Can in some way. So that is part of the collaboration. Some of them we have the Cape Cod package store. They provide all of our all the wine and the cheese and crackers, and they do a great job. We also have Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, yeah.
They were actually new last year, and we got Ben & Jerry's to come over and scoop some ice cream for everybody. And we have Pizza Barbone.
Ooh, yeah.
They provide all the pizza, and we have Rendezvous, which is right next to Puritan.
That's the crepe place, right?
The crepe place, yeah.
The great crepe place.
Yeah, it's delicious. And
The local juice girls.
we have the local juice girls coming, Glued.
Glued, get glued.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about what they're going to do there, because
Well, that's-
wine and glue.
They are going to have a table set up with maybe wine glasses, decorating wine glasses. I think that's still, they're still trying to come up
Ooh.
with because there's close to, I think, 400 women that will be at this event.
Right.
So they're trying to think of a somewhat easy craft
Right.
for women to do quickly, and something that they could just stop at the table. And it's not going to be a sit-down, formalized
Right.
craft event. It's going to be sort of something
So
you
that
can
glass
do.
painting's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to use the glue gun anymore. That's why I asked.
I don't know. I don't know if glue guns will be there. Maybe just Sharpie pens or something.
Sharpie and wine,
Yeah, right.
probably less
Better,
dangerous than
yeah.
glue and wine.
Right.
Hot glue.
Glue. And then, Andy, you're talking a little bit about having some authors there as well
Yes,
this year.
yes, for the
Local
first
women,
time.
Cape Cod authors.
Yes, we have 3 women this year coming. We have Melanie Braverman, who's a poet, and also happens to be the co-founder of the Alzheimer's Family Resource Center, and we're really excited to give her some visibility. We have Linda Steele, who's a cookbook author, and I think there's a little story about her in this month's Cape Cod Magazine.
Okay.
And she's been a little bit, she's a mentor in our Pathmakers program. And we have Katie O'Sullivan, who many know because she was very involved with the online magazine that they did, and she writes romance novels and books for young adults. So, we do an event in June that a lot of people know about that has authors usually from elsewhere, and we just thought, wouldn't it be great to give some visibility to our very many talented local Cape Cod authors. So this year we chose 3, and they'll be signing books, selling books, and just be there to talk to people, up close and personal. So that's something new. And we also have a new business called Whole Lotta Crunch, which is a granola company started by a woman that we have some connections with, who's going to be there with samples of her granola. So we're just excited about the mix of people, and of course the package store will bring some We Can wine and be serving that. People can taste that as well. And then we're there with a table about We Can, because one of the things we find is that in this setting that's very safe, people often will come up and talk to us a little bit and learn a little bit about We Can, and maybe for themselves or a friend or a family member, and we want to be sure they can get that information in a kind of a safe and comfortable setting.
So Rick and Jim Penn have opened up Puritan now for years to meatball sauce and red wine and shopping with women. It must be wonderful to work with them, but there's so much more. You've involved Main Street this year as well, but also raffles. People are getting involved just by providing raffles that will benefit We Can.
That's right. It's a free event.
Yep.
And we are going to have people can bid on or buy a raffle ticket for. There's going to be 3 different baskets available.
Okay.
Some pretty sizable prizes that you don't want to miss. So yeah, Puritan has been great. They've been a wonderful.
Well, let's tell them what a
wonderful
couple of
work
the prizes are.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Should
they
we?
went, oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah. We
right.
don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave them in suspense.
So I think Puritan is giving a good-sized gift certificate.
Yeah.
And then they're also going to be gift certificates from a lot of the restaurants on the street,
Yep.
on Main Street. And Cape Air is donating a package. So
Wonderful.
know, each of the prizes is at least $250 worth of goods or services or activities. So, yeah, we're really excited about that.
That's fantastic. So March 30th is when this happened, and I was kind of building the suspense for our viewers. March 30th is the event. It's going to be held at 5:30 to 8, right at Puritan on Main Street in Hyannis.
Yes.
So we'll talk a little bit now about Cape Cod Magazine, and you devote an issue every year to women.
Yes.
And Lisa, talk a little bit about why promoting women in one single issue. What does that do?
Well, there's so many intelligent, creative women on the Cape, and I'm amazed at every year, you know, when I come up with these lists, like I'm always amazed that there's always these incredible women to choose from. You would think, oh, the Cape is so small, there's not that many women to choose from, but there's always such an abundance of women, and I'm constantly inspired by them, and I hope to do the same for our readership and our
So
audience.
that's this month's issue coming out, right?
Every March, yep.
Every March, and you called them this year change makers.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, I am a big social media person, and a year ago I saw the word change maker on an Instagram post, and it just really stuck with me, and I had already come up with a list of women that I'd actually kind of fit into that, you know, change makers label. And, you know, I've done power women, inspiring women, and now change makers. And I just think it's really timely. And I wanted to, you know, touch upon a broad spectrum of women who are in the arts, in the science fields, and education, and children. And I think it came out really well.
It did. You know, one of the things about Cape Cod being a small place is that there's a lot of friends in here.
Exactly.
Which
Get to
is
know the
awesome.
people.
Right.
I'm not going to tell people, our viewers, who's in the magazine, because I want them to go out and get the magazine and find
Okay.
out who these change makers are. I do have to say that there's some of the more engaging women that are doing amazing things on Cape Cod.
Yes, yes.
So it must be fun to write those articles.
It really is. It's fun to write, and it's fun to meet them, and the photo shoots are a blast. So, you know, we went to the Cape Cod Museum of Art to do one of the photo shoots. Another shoot happened on the on Nauset Beach, and so we just went all over the place to photograph these amazing
With a woman photographer.
right,
Julia Coombs.
Julia Coombs, yeah.
Who always does an amazing job with different settings and kind of brings out maybe the change that woman is actually, you know, affecting here on the Cape. So
Right.
talk a little bit about being a business, a women-owned business of a magazine, an editor. You are literally taking it to the next level with Cape Cod Magazine. It's changed hands over the years.
It has.
You're in the driver's seat now. What do you see for the vision as an editor? Print is one of those kind of morphing industries. Where do you see that?
Well, I worked in the newspaper business for 20 years, and I'm such a print fan.
Even though you're a social media fan, you're a
Right.
print fan.
Right.
And I still think there's a place for print media, and I think the strongest will survive. And I think still people really like still reading print magazines and as well as newspapers. So I believe that there's still a place for them as well as the online version. So
I still like the feel of something in my
Yeah,
hands.
me too.
Especially, and I don't think photographs come over digitally as well as
No,
they
it's
do
so
in
nice
print.
to-
They're not as rich. They're not as vibrant.
yes.
They seem flatter on a display. So
And I tend to miss things online too. Like I'm like, oh, I look at the print version, and I say, oh, I didn't see that online. So
Exactly. That's wonderful. So you're an assistant to sounds like a really busy woman.
Yes, I'm very busy.
Are you the gatekeeper?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Everything comes through me, and then I filter it out to all of our departments, and you
you
know,
wear many hats.
I wear many hats. It's like, you know, sometimes, you know, stressful to even think about like everything I do. I just go. I don't even think. I just go and do, you know, and get it done. So
That's fun though, I think.
yeah, it keeps me on my toes. And I love it because every day it's something new, it's something different. You know, we are a multimedia content company that specializes in so many things, doing website development, publishing, event planning,
Wow.
yeah, video production,
Video production.
everything. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely an amazing job, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to
And now,
work
obviously,
here.
getting an
Yeah.
event ready to go for the end of the month. This is crunch time. You know, you
Right.
look in, you
Yeah.
woke up this morning and it was March 1st, and
Yeah.
I've got an event in 29 days, and who hasn't responded back to me, kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
Can I just say one thing? I was thinking we should mention to people that if they want to come to this event, they should register.
Oh
Right.
yes,
Sure,
definitely.
Because a lot of times this event tends to sell out.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Because, you know, we can only have, for fire laws, we can only have so many people in Puritan's store.
Right.
At one time, yeah.
At one time. So we
Yep.
want to encourage people to go to the Cape Cod Magazine website, and you'll find a little icon for the Girls' Night Out, and just click on it and register in advance. So we have a feel for how many people are coming, and you get on the list.
Right. Yeah, that's really
I would
important. I,
do
have
that.
seen people disappointed
Right.
over the years
Exactly.
that they've come, hadn't registered, got to the door, and you know you're at capacity. There's really nothing you can do, regardless of whether you know the fire chief or not.
Right. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the thing that I was thinking is just to say, from the point of view of an organization like We Can or any other nonprofit, to be in a business partnership with the likes of Lighthouse and Cape Cod Magazine, as well as Puritan, it's such a gift to us because we're out there working, trying to do what we do to make the world, the Cape, a better place for women and to really help women make their lives what they need them to be. But we can't do that alone, and we really need the partnership of so many others. And I just want to, you know, say about these two organizations that have really stepped up, recognized us, because, you know, yes, this is a fundraiser for us, and we raise some funds, and that means a lot. But it's also an opportunity to give us visibility, because we don't want to be the best kept secret on Cape Cod. We want people to know that we're out there, to know that they can turn to us. So when we do events like this, and we're in the paper, and we're tabling, and whatever, it just gives us that opportunity to reach more women, and that's just so important to us as an organization. So
And
we're
also
very
to-
grateful to our friends at these two organizations.
And to set the example as well. You know, I have seen over the years some of the folks that have come through your Pathmaker program now into those other roles
Exactly.
as women, that, you know, they've found their confidence and their self-esteem and have realized that they too can start a business, or that they can be a writer.
One of them actually writes for me. One of them who went through the Pathmaker program.
See, you know, I mean, when things come full circle like that, you really do kind of think that, you know, a lot of folks think that the Cape is very provincial and that there's a lot going on and that everybody has their own little clique. But in the broader scope of things, the Cape is really embracing everyone.
I agree.
And,
It's a very special
you know, the
place.
business and nonprofit partnership, I think we set the example for other parts of the country as well as the state, is that our nonprofits can't exist unless there is business partnerships.
Absolutely.
And businesses recognize that partnership as being so incredibly valuable.
Right. And I mean, we have a great partnership with the Media Center, and I want to give you a plug for that because, you know, again, it's all of these, it's not, you know, it's sort of like the mosaic. When you're up close, you just see the little stones, but when you stand back, it's a beautiful picture. And I do feel like that, and I'm sure every one of the nonprofits that you've profiled in this issue this time, because it's mostly nonprofit focused, they could say the same thing, that, you know, it's what really keeps them running. So it's just so, and you're right, and it's very special. I mean, I lived in Boston for many years before coming here, and it's a totally different feeling. And it's why Shop Local is so important, because we support the folks on Main Street, the folks on Main Street support us. And I just feel like that is such an important message as well, because that's what the business partnerships are all about.
Yep. So March 30th, right?
Yes.
It's Girls Night Out. Capacity does go to 400, so you got to register online. It's from 5:30 to 8 o'clock at Puritan's on Cape Cod. Thank you so much, Kristen and Lisa and Andy. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure learning more about the magazine as well as the event, and we'll look forward to March 30th.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Paula Hersey, and this is Profile.